Alright, it's the final boss fight. I'm gonna kill him this time.
Fight!
Charging my laser. Boom! Alright, do a barrel roll. Now, all your base belong to us. Oh, I didn't see you there. Hi, my name is Jasper, Alexander Coombes-Watkins, and my talk is all about video games. I'm sure all of you out there play video games, or if you don't, you know someone who does, and you all wish you could play ones like these. But do you know what the effect of video games really is, and what they can do to your mind and body? You see, the fact is that video games are not healthy, nor are they bad for you. Lots of studies have been conducted, but a recent one carried out by Valerie J. Shute, Matthew Ventura, and Feng Feng Qi has showed that Portal 2 improves spatial skills, problem-solving, and persistence more than the supposed brain trainer Lumosity, an online browser-based brain trainer. 154 undergraduates were tested. They sat a test, then played 8 hours of either Portal 2 or Lumosity. Afterwards, they took the same test again. But when the test results came back, they were astonishing. The study found that the Portal 2 players statistically improved their score by a significant margin more than the Lumosity players. Their spatial skills, problem-solving, and persistence had improved by over 80%. Another study carried out by Jeffrey Snodgrass, yes, Snodgrass, smart guy, Associate Professor of Anthropology at Colorado State University, examines types of video gaming experiences and the effects on players' lives, including their self-reported stress levels, life satisfaction, and happiness. In his study, Dr. Snodgrass and his research team examined the popular online game World of Warcraft, which currently has around 12 million players worldwide. In the game, the players develop avatars and complete tasks in cooperation with other players. The complex and highly interactive nature of the game can often lead players to feel as if they are in some important sense separate from the world outside of the game. These games are known as MMOs, or massively multiplayer online games. At any given time, a person could have the potential for interaction with hundreds or even thousands of people. In Dr. Snodgrass's first study, Magic Flight and Monstrous Stress, Technologies of Absorption and Mental Wellness in Azeroth, Dr. Snodgrass and his team defined the deeply involved experiences players have as immersive or absorptive. These altered states can cause both negative and positive effects, and players' particular out-of-game habits and levels of stress, as well as their in-game playstyles, determine the exact nature of such effects. In addition to in-game observation, the research team conducted interviews of World of Warcraft players to learn more about their gaming habits. For the survey, the team developed a set of World of Warcraft-specific psychological scales to measure how absorbed players became while playing the game. Many players reported that playing World of Warcraft serves as a stress or tension reliever, Snodgrass said. So players who are absorbed more deeply reported more stress relief. The idea is that if you lose yourself, you escape, Dr. Snodgrass said. So it is deeply relaxing, to what some gamers describe as akin to meditation, at other times positively challenging and stimulating, like a chess match where you are one of the pieces. And we know that there are strong associations between these various types of consciousness and the game's health benefits. But it is important to note that the escape must be controlled and temporary to be positive, because it must lead to rejuvenation rather than simple problem avoidance, which just heightens the level of stress. So, to recap, video games can improve your various skills, such as spatial, problem-solving, and persistence, and can put you in a trance-like state that alleviates the feeling of stress in small doses. However, the negative effects that video games can induce or bring about are the opposite of what you have just heard. Other studies have been conducted that say video games can and do cause violence. A one carried out by Dr. Mario Vance, a psychological researcher at the Rapture Institute for Headline-Inspired Science, conducted a 7-year longitudinal study that measured the levels of aggression in more than 1,000 volunteers from gaming communities. The results showed that the increases in overall aggression and violent tendencies started after there were media stories claiming that video games caused violence. Dr. Vance and his colleagues assessed various reports submitted by willing gamers as to their aggression levels and their violent tendencies, and over 90% of subjects reported dramatic increases in anger and violent tendencies whenever they viewed a news story connecting video games and violence. There was an Italian study led by Alessandro Gabardini, which featured 172 high school students. Each practiced for 10 minutes and then played either a violent video game, such as Grand Theft Auto 3 or Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, or a non-violent one, such as 3D mini-golf or 3D pinball. And then they played it for 35 minutes. Participants were told that they could snack from a bowl of M&Ms placed next to the computer as they played. However, they were also warned that eating too much too quickly was bad for their health. Their level of self-control was measured by how much chocolate they consumed and how quickly they consumed it. After finishing play, their level of moral disengagement was measured by some questions. On a 1 to 7 scale, completely agree to completely disagree, participants responded to questions that indicated the tendency to think of moral behavior in relative terms. Examples include, compared to the illegal things some people do, taking stuff from a store without paying for it is not very serious. 2, insulting a classmate is okay because beating them up is far, far worse. The experiment concluded with 2 tests designed to measure aggression and the tendency to cheat. Participants were told that for every question they got right on a 10-item logic test, they would earn a raffle ticket. The students then scored their own responses and took a raffle ticket for each question they felt they got right. Researchers compared this with the number of correct answers to find out whether they were cheating or not. In addition to that, the participants took part in a competitive reaction task in which the winner of each round could blast the loser with loud, unpleasant noise through a set of headphones. Researchers measured the level of aggression by how loud and how long the winners played the sound. The results were consistent across the board. The people who played the violent video games, such as Grand Theft Auto, showed more tendency to cheat, more aggression, and less self-control than the people who play less violent video games, such as 3D pinball or 3D mini-golf. But, ignoring all that, when we delve deep into the future, where things like the Oculus Rift are ancient and 4D immersive gameplay is the norm, what will we be like then? When we are solving puzzles and shooting lasers into people's faces in 4D, what will we be like? Will we be super intelligent beings who can solve any problem, or will we all turn into ruthless killers? And speculation by many high-end game designers has stated that the future of video games is infinite. As a new console or piece of software is released, a new, much more sophisticated model will take its place. This cycle will continue over and over until we know, or we can possibly know, about everything, really. All the speculation is all very fine and well, but right here, right now, most video games are designed for at least a degree of entertainment. Some can make you laugh, some can make you cry. Some can make you even feel remorse for the characters. But always remember that video games are designed to make you have fun. Thank you.